In the age of digital convenience, one small key has been causing a big headache. Alex sipped their lukewarm coffee, watching the rain slide down the window pane. The cozy glow of the apartment building lobby was a cruel contrast to the soaked mess they'd become. They tugged their coat tighter around them, cursing the day they decided to ditch the umbrella. Just as they reached for the buzzer, their fingers brushed against something hard in their pocket. Hope flared, quickly extinguished by the harsh, unwelcome truth. Car key. Great. Just great. Now they were late, but faced another choice. Pay the exorbitant price of a locksmith, or spend the night shivering in the rain. Without the spare key, there was only one option. Alex sighed and fished out their cell phone, ready to face the next bill they could ill afford. As the locksmith worked his magic, Alex couldn't help but let their gaze wander around the lobby. It was a space filled with conveniences they rarely noticed. The intercom buzzed with activity, connecting residents with visitors without needing a key. Card access controlled the elevators, eliminating the need to juggle keys while carrying packages. And in the far corner, a shelf held neatly organized packages left for delivery drivers. No need to fumble for change or a pen to sign a slip. It was a haven of modern accessibility. That night, snuggled up on the couch with a hot drink, Alex scrolled through listings on their phone. Images of sleek, uncluttered entryways greeted them, each door boasting features Alex had never considered before. Keyless entry, fingerprint scanners, doorbell cameras, smart locks. For the first time, they saw their front door not just as an entrance, but as a potential problem child. Tomorrow would be different, Alex promised themselves. The future was digital, and their front door was about to get a smart upgrade. The next morning, Alex set out on their usual routine, a slight spring in their step. They had a new weapon against lost keys.
Ow.
But as they rounded the corner to their apartment building, they paused. In the entryway, they noticed a weathered keyhole. Untouched by the modern conveniences that had caught their eye the night before. Their building might be old, but that didn't mean it was immune to updates. With a grin, they pulled out their phone, ready to take the next step towards a more convenient life. Arriving at work, Alex couldn't shake off a strange sense of anticipation. It wasn't often that technology offered a solution to such a mundane problem. But as the device took shape in their hands, they realized this was no ordinary gadget. It was a lifeline to a simpler, smarter way of life. Once the sleek black box was mounted on their door, Alex ran through the setup process. The app walked them through pairing the lock with their Wi-Fi network, creating a secure connection that would soon become second nature. Then came the moment of truth, testing the lock. Alex punched in the code they'd chosen, reveling in the satisfying click that echoed through the hallway. As the door swung open, Alex stepped inside, greeted by the sight of their now outdated key lying harmlessly on the welcome mat. It was a symbol of a past they wouldn't miss. As days turned into weeks, the novelty of the smart lock wore off, replaced by quiet satisfaction. One less thing to worry about, one less source of stress. It was a relief that settled over them like a soft blanket on a chilly evening. It was a small change in their daily routine, but as Alex stepped out of the house each morning, they couldn't help but savor the feeling of freedom. No need to check pockets, no fear of forgotten keys, just the confidence of knowing that the door would open when they approached it. But the convenience didn't stop there. The lock kept a record of everyone who entered and exited the apartment. It was a helpful feature when Alex realized their forgetfulness extended beyond just their keys. They often misplaced their wallet or their phone, leaving them stranded without their ID or worse, their ability to call for help. The lock allowed friends and family to enter without a key if Alex was stuck outside. It was a safety net that brought peace of mind to Alex and their loved ones. One day, as Alex was leaving their apartment, they noticed a visitor. The neighbor they often exchanged pleasantries with in the hallway stopped by to introduce themselves properly. Over a cup of tea, Alex learned that their neighbor had been struggling with their own set of keys, literally. It turned out their neighbor had mobility issues and finding their keys in their cramped apartment was becoming a daily struggle. As the afternoon wore on, an idea sparked in Alex's mind. Offering to install a smart lock for their neighbor was a small gesture, but the impact was profound. Seeing their neighbor's face light up with gratitude was a reward that went beyond the convenience of a smart lock. Weeks turned into months, and with each passing day, Alex felt a growing sense of community within the apartment building. Alex's thoughtful gesture didn't go unnoticed. It created a ripple effect, inspiring other residents to update their aging locks. The hallways, once filled with the jangle of keys, now echoed with the soft hum of fingerprint scanners and the gentle chimes of doorbells. The change was subtle, but significant. It was a testament to the small ways one person's actions can shape an entire community. Yet, despite the convenience and sense of security the smart lock provided, Alex couldn't shake off a persistent unease. The lock was supposed to simplify their life, but now Alex found themselves tethered to their phone and a charging cord. It was a trade-off they hadn't anticipated. One evening, as Alex was rushing to leave for a dinner date, they fumbled with their phone trying to find the elusive exit button on the app. Frustrated, they pressed the wrong button and accidentally locked themselves out of the apartment. Trapped on the wrong side of the door, Alex felt a surge of panic. They checked their pockets, half expecting to find the old key, a useless gesture in this new world. As the realization dawned on them, the weight of their predicament hit hard. They were dependent on technology that could fail, on a charged phone and a reliable internet connection. The irony was not lost on Alex. They'd traded one kind of helplessness for another. The next morning, sunlight streamed through the window, illuminating the remnants of the previous night's ordeal. Alex, bleary-eyed but resolute, got to work on a solution. They weren't one to dwell on setbacks, so they got to work creating a backup system, a physical key that could override the digital one. The hunt began for a local locksmith, someone who understood the quirks of older buildings and newer technology. It wasn't an easy task, but eventually Alex found what they were looking for in a small shop tucked away on a side street. The owner, a burly man with a twinkle in his eye, listened patiently to Alex's request. It was a simple job for someone with his expertise, he assured them. And in a few hours the key arrived, a sturdy piece of metal that fit snugly into the lock. With the key in hand, Alex felt a wave of relief wash over them. It was a tangible backup, a physical representation of their preparedness. The convenience of the smart lock hadn't prepared them for emergencies or power outages, but with this key, they had a plan B. The key became a fixture in Alex's life, hanging on a hook beside the door. It was a silent guardian, always present, never needed until one day it was. Alex, engrossed in a late-night project, didn't notice the screen flashing red on their phone, signaling a low battery. They ignored it, assuming they'd charge it in the morning. But morning never came. A power outage plunged the city into darkness, leaving Alex trapped on the wrong side of the door. The silence of the apartment building was deafening. In the sudden darkness, Alex's heart raced, mirroring the erratic beat of their thoughts. They checked their phone, confirming their worst fears. The screen was dark, the battery drained. In the midst of the panic, Alex remembered the key. Swiftly, they located the hook where they'd left it, slid the key into the lock, and turned it. With a creak, the door swung open, revealing the dimly lit hallway. It was a small victory in the face of a larger challenge. The outage had affected more than just Alex's apartment building. It was a citywide problem, one that would likely persist for hours. As they stepped out into the hallway, Alex realized they were not alone in their predicament. Many doors along the hall were ajar, each one bearing silent witness to the same struggle, the human resilience in the face of unexpected challenges. Stepping out into the daylight, Alex felt a renewed sense of perspective. The key in their pocket was more than just a piece of metal. It was a symbol of preparation, a reminder of the comfort of tangibility in a digital world. The smart lock, with its sleek design and futuristic promise, had taught them a valuable lesson in humility. It was a stark reminder that technology, for all its convenience, was not invincible. The true value lay in the simplicity, the physicality of a well-crafted key. As Alex walked into the bright sunshine, they couldn't help but smile. The world was full of surprises, but they were ready, equipped with both a high-tech marvel and a timeless piece of metal, perfect blend of old and new, practicality and progress.